So something came up for me a couple of days ago, and I just wanted to kind of commit it to memory and record this. And honestly, this is kind of me ranting about it for a little while, because I don't know really how else to kind of go about it. Um, but it also kind of goes hand in hand with what I'm about and something that can happen in the real world. It very much got triggered by a fictional thing, but it also brought up the fact that it can be very real at the same time. Um, so I will start off by saying I am a huge fan of the TV show The Resident. Have been since its inception 5 seasons ago or whatever. And I love the show. There's definitely times where I've not like some of the characters, but then of course then they flip them on you and you're like, oh no, I love that character now. They do a very good job with that. um, but a couple nights ago, they tend to tackle things that I don't know if they've basically pulled stuff from real life and kind of put a twist on it, or if it's something that they're just kind of making up because they figure it can happen. And I like the fact that they bring up stuff like that because you actually can see stuff like that happen or certain things happen in the real world rather than just on TV or whatever. And the thing for a couple nights ago was they had a patient, and this is a fictional show. It's not a reality TV thing that actually happened. It's, like I said, it's a medical drama, like Grey's Anatomy and all the other medical shows, basically. So they're talking about an elderly client, basically, and she faints. They bring her to the hospital, and she has basically a purse full of pills, medications, etc. All of them prescribed to her, and they asked her, why were you prescribed all these? Why are you taking all of these? And she goes, well, they prescribed me this for this symptom. They prescribed me this for this symptom. They prescribed me this for this symptom, etc., etc. And as the show kind of goes along, she ends up needing having surgery because basically a lot of what she was taking, it was covering the symptoms, but it wasn't helping what was actually going on with her, basically. So it was covering up what was the actual issue, the actual problem. And so at some point in time, she goes into surgery and they figure out what the cause of everything was. But it was too late. And the surgeons come out and they lost her. She died on the table. And they were like, no, but we fixed her, but we know what it is now. And they were like, no, but it was too late. And I know this happens, and y'all, this is not me ranting about healthcare and medications and etc. Like, I think that all of it, there's a place for all of it, etc. This is just my experience with it, and this is just how this basically episode affected me. I'm not sitting here just slamming everything, and what triggered it for me, and it wasn't the patient dying, it wasn't that, because you like logically were like, yeah, no, they didn't, they didn't get it in time. That's a lot of what I do, and not to that point because I don't diagnose, but I do a lot of, I basically want to find the cause because the cause will take away the symptoms. Usually the symptoms are something, the symptoms are coming from something bigger, a bigger cause, a bigger something, right? But on top of that, so 15 years ago, the person who they prescribed all those meds to and tried to cover up all my symptoms and what was really going on was me. 15 years ago, I had very severe back pain to the point that standing up was hard, bending over was hard, like everything. They took x-rays and they were like, no, you seem fine, you know, da-da-da-da. Kind of thing. And it very much got to a point with me that I ended up going to see a pain doctor because I was like, okay, maybe an injection will help, maybe something will help, kind of thing. And instead of looking for anything else, basically, or sending me to a therapy that actually might help, like massage or PT or something to kind of strengthen my core, strengthen whatever, they literally looked at me and they asked me my symptoms and they went, oh, we're going to put you on medications for all of that. So since I had anxiety, depression, okay, we're going to put you on an antidepressant. We're going to put you also on, you said you had nerve pain, we're going to give you one of those too. Also, you said you can't sleep at night, so we're going to give you something to sleep. Also, we're also going to give you something to relax you, because obviously that's affecting your anxiety and the pain level and everything else. So at one point in time, I was on 5 or 6 different meds. And it helped some of the pain, but I felt drugged. I felt drugged up. Like every single time I took anything, I literally was just like, this isn't me. And even though I had anxiety and depression without everything, it was because of the pain. It wasn't because of the meds. The meds were making that part almost worse. And then, so I was the one who they were like, hey, you have these symptoms. We're going to give you a pill for everything. Every single thing. I finally gave up at some point when they put me on steroids. And I went into a chiropractic office for a job interview to be like a front desk person. And I ended up becoming a client of theirs, or patient of theirs, because they literally brought me in, took x-rays of my back, and literally looked at me and went, you have a scoliotic curve in your back. And this was before massage school. I knew what scoliosis was, but I didn't really understand how it could be fixed or healed or, anything else. And in about a month between chiropractic adjustments, basically the curve was gone or very much diminished. And on top of that, I literally went from all of those meds to nothing in about 3 weeks. And I weaned myself off of them like I was supposed to and everything else. But I literally was just like, I need to be off these and I need to be off of them now. Because something in my gut was telling me that it wasn't helping. There was something deeper going on. And the minute they fixed the scoliotic curve, the minute they fixed it, every pain thing and a lot of the different things that I had had issues with went away. Like almost immediately. In like a month, and I could stand correctly, and I could do this, and I could, whatever. And basically it hasn't gone back since. Like I've had moments of, because you can have functional scoliosis where you're basically doing something that you're throwing your body into that position, basically. And you can also have structural scoliosis, but functional, you can do something to get yourself out of it. So I started thinking about that, and I literally was just like, how many people are out there on 10 different million meds? And I kind of do this to myself now. I literally throw everything I can at everything because so many symptoms, and I swear to God, so many symptoms overlap. Anxiety is a symptom for basically freaking everything out there. Literally. It can be hormonal. It could be pain-wise. It could be like I had massive anxiety when I had an iron deficiency. Like that was my number one thing. So anxiety can be a symptom of a bunch of different things, but yet they saw anxiety and went, oh, we need to fix that. They didn't think of it as, oh, it's coming. There's a reason for the anxiety. They just wanted to fix the anxiety. Because, oh, well, if we fix the anxiety, everything else will be better. And it wasn't. It just made me worse, more anxious, more depressed, more whatever. And like I said, this is not me slamming doctors or people on medications. Yes, I know medications can absolutely help people. And I know doctors can absolutely help people. And like I said, I don't try to slam anybody on this. But also, listen to yourself. Listen to your gut. Listen to what you need to. And if you feel drugged and if you feel something else is going on, tell somebody about it or look into yourself.